We're tripping in my office.
We are. We're sitting in her office.
And we're talking about awards this time, but I'm going to let Susan start this because she's got some great news.
Yeah, last week, it's early March, it's March 9th, I think, as we film this. And last week, I actually, for the first time ever, hit the USA Today bestsellers list. And that was a rush. I called my mom and she said, "You sound like you did the day you sold your first book." She's like, "You sound that." And I was. I mean, It was, okay, maybe not. Yeah, it was pretty damn close. Yeah, it was very exciting. It was very, very exciting. And so I called her up to tell her. So that was pretty darn cool. And again, the same kind of thing, the rushes that you get when you do get that notification. Well, and I'm going to take pictures because you can't see them right now, but opposite us is a bunch of Hollies. Holly's won a bunch of awards.
And, you know, I think the thing with the awards, any kind of recognition you get like that, is this is such a solitary occupation. Mm-hmm. Now, I visit with lovely people on Facebook. I visit with many people online.
We hear from readers a little bit, but overall.
But for the most part, my job is in my head. And I think I'm delightful company. But it still is very solitary. And so these little bits of recognition that you get, it's just a validation that what I do in my head has some real world
impact.
Yeah. And that somebody acknowledges that what I've done in my head, it didn't suck that day. And the one that I think meant the most to me, last episode or the episode before, I was talking about Briar Hill Road being the most autobiographical piece of fiction I've ever done. It was based on my mother-in-law and losing her. And it won RWA's big award for that year. And I don't tend to prepare big speeches or anything like that.
Which award?
It's over there. It was their best, what line was it? The best one of the year.
But not from RWA.
Not RWA.
The
Romance,
RT.
Romantic Times. I was getting into RT. I went to that one and I won the award and I got up to get it and I choked up on stage. That is not how I tend to get. And getting that award meant a lot to me because that book was such a personal book. So
I'm actually going to stand up here. I'm going to go get something. Stay there. I'll be right back.
So now you're just tripping with Holly. Well, Susan trips across the
Susan
office.
Trips across. Okay, I had to bring this over. Okay, so
this is RWA.
This is a Rita. Okay, this is a chocolate Rita, and I'm pretty sure. Did she come from Washington 2000?
Yes, so this is my very first.
We're not going to ever eat this.
I'm not even going to unwrap it ever.
So I was a Rita finalist one year, and again, and that really is one of those ones where if you don't win and you say it's an honor just to be a finalist, that's the damn truth. But I want to tell a story about this. I, like Holly, brought one of these home from RWA. I'm pretty sure it was 2000. And I brought this home and I stuck it in my refrigerator. And I said, "Nobody eat this. This is not for eating." And she lived in the butter drawer of my refrigerator for a number of years. Well, probably not a number of years. Maybe, because it didn't. But it still got. I don't know how long it was in there.
On that piece of chocolate.
But somebody ate it.
Well,
someone who shall remain nameless, but is my only child.
And just a couple initials for names. He knows who he is.
But I always figured like this was the only Rita I was ever gonna get. And he ate it.
Kids, you can't live with them. This is now officially like a 19-year-old piece of chocolate. So it is sat in my office for 19, right next to you.
Oh, right next. It was actually this book. This was the book that was the Rita finalist. So there you go.
But yes, well, my Rita's story, as long as we're talking about awards, I happen to know the Rita who the Ritas are named after. The
real Rita.
Yeah. And so I was hanging with her at a conference and I said, "Hey Rita, someday someday, if I'm ever up for Rita, can I just rub you for luck? Because I feel that would. And she just kind of smiled and she said, yes, Holly. And I get that a lot. Like those people are just like, yes, Holly. Just
humor her.
Yeah. And I said, hey, Rita, maybe I'll just give your hiney a little pat for luck. I think that would be much luckier. And she's like now laughing and she's like, Holly. And I said, really? And while I do it, I'll have someone take a picture because that would be awesome on social media. And she's like, Holly, she never said no. So someday, if I'm up for one and you see a picture of me patting somebody's butt on Facebook,
it's Rita.
It's Rita. It's the real Rita.
Yeah. I did. You have a National Reader's Choice Award over there. I also have one of those. Those are fun. It's nice because it's from readers. It's from readers. So that's fun. And I think I told my Rita story where when I was up for the Rita and I didn't win, I went to, it was Wendy Lindstrom who won. And I went up to her and I congratulated her. And then I said to her, do you mind, could I just hold it for a minute and pretend? And she gave it to me. And so I went like this, like, oh, I won. And then I gave it back to her and I said, thank you. And then I came home and I read her book and it blew me away. I was bested by the best. It was damn good. And I let her know and we became friends after that. But we became friends because she was a very gracious winner.
Well, and you were very gracious.
Not winner.
No, yeah. I was trying to think about how to frame that nicely.
Loser.
We have very sporty people in my family, and so I am not, but I am. I really try to live my life being as kind and nice as I can.
Absolutely.
And I used to tell my daughter who played college basketball when she was younger, I'm like, don't ever go out there and be a bad sport. I will not do it. And I said, I will march out in the middle of the court
and drag your butt.
And I will drag you off and we will just go home. You'll be done. And I like to think that she was always just so nice. If she knocked somebody down, she would offer a hand up. She would check that they were okay. And we're on a new generation of sporty people, and hockey is now my life. And so a certain child, we were talking about being good sports. And I said, same thing, if you're a bad sport and I catch you at it, play tough. I don't care about that. But if you're a bad sport, I can't skate. I will crawl across the ice and I will come and get you and I will drag you off and like you get that face like
humiliate you.
Like that face like I'm not sure if I believe her or not.
She
but I
might just do it. She might be crazy enough.
So if you ever hear about crazy writer crawling across the ice, that would be me.
It would be her.
Yeah. So, but graciousness, I think there's something to be said for that.
And again, really, in a lot of these things, it is an honor to be a finalist. And,
it is nice to just have somebody recognize the work that you put into something. And so for me, that's what any award is. But I get the same kick when I hear from a reader.
Absolutely.
When somebody posts a lovely review.
A nice review, or you get that email. Like I said, you get that email from somebody who says, I was reading your book, I couldn't put it down, and I stayed up all night.
With just one thing, which really is a book that, while it is a romance and women's fiction too, it's a book about healing. It's a book about, finding what comes next. And I love that book. And it's very special to me.
It's very special to me.
And I have heard from more readers about that book than I think any other ones in terms of having a book mean something to them.
Paul, you nailed it. You nailed it. It just resonates so much. It does. Well, seriously. I don't blow smoke. I would tell her if I thought it sucked. If I thought it sucked, I would tell her that.
That was a stinker. But but those are the moments, again, because it's so solitary that I think they stand out. And you think, oh, I did not suck that day. That one day was a good day.
Last week was a good
last
week.
Day was
I did not suck last week.
So wait a minute, one more time.
Thank you. And hey, there's Rita. All right. So, yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.